So, over the last few days, there's been a lot of drama surrounding Twitch and policies that they implemented. Started with some women revealing themselves on stream, then getting very short bans on Twitch, and we're talking like a handful of days, if that. Then Twitch implemented a policy about quote unquote artistic nudity or whatever, seemingly siding with the people who enjoy revealing themselves on Twitch. Which, by the way, is supposed to be a gaming platform, isn't it? Though we all know that hasn't really been the case for a long time. After that new policy was implemented, a bunch of streamers, including a bunch of VTubers and artists, began flooding Twitch with a bunch of overtly sexual content on their streams, some of them even getting banned, despite the sloppy new policy. Possibly the most notable example that people are talking about is some VTuber named Marina. And this is especially ironic because of the clip that I'll play for you in just a moment. Although, I'll just play the audio and save your eyes from having to see what was shown on Marina's stream.
So, I think some people... Here. I'm going to put this as nicely as possible. Not every streamer is very smart. Some are. Some are geniuses. Some, are great. But I think some people, either A, don't read the TOS themselves, and they just look at other people posting misinformation, or they just don't think things through. And it's very explicit about the things that you can show and you can't show, right?
As ironic and pathetic as it is for Marina to insult other streamers only to get banned, the Twitch policy was a mess itself, seemingly rushed together to try and justify the sexual content on their platform. And now, just a few days after implementing that policy on quote-unquote artistic nudity, Twitch is apparently redacting that policy, removing the whole thing, walking it back. We'll take a look at that statement. I just find the entire situation weird as heck, like the whole entire thing. Twitch is supposed to be a gaming platform, allegedly. Yet some of these streamers can't go 2 seconds without exposing themselves to others. And all that, plus Twitch itself. Like I said, everything about this is just weird as heck. Anyways, let's go read Twitch's new statement. We're making some additional updates to our sexual content policy. We realize that our earlier update caused confusion and appreciate all the feedback we've received. Thanks for always coming together with us to help build the best version of Twitch. Check out the changes here. They further write this. On Wednesday, we updated our sexual content policy. Our primary goal in making these updates was to make our guidelines easier to understand and enforce. Part of this update included changes to how we treat fictionalized nudity. For years, through user voice and in conversations, we heard from artists that our content policies were limiting. In making this update, we were trying to be responsive to these requests and allow the thriving artist community on Twitch to utilize the human form in their art. That's such a PR spin way of talking. They don't actually mean the human form. They're talking about just overtly sexual stuff. First, we want to make it clear that some streamers, in response to this update, created content that was in violation of our new policy. We've worked quickly to remove that content and issue channel enforcements. However, there was also a great deal of new content that was allowed under the updated policy. Much of the content created has been met with community concern. These are concerns we share. Yeah, sure. Last thing we all need to hear is Twitch trying to tell us about morals. Upon reflection, we have decided that we went too far with this change. Digital depictions of nudity present a unique challenge. AI can be used to create realistic images, and it can be hard to distinguish between digital art and photography. So effective today, we are rolling back the artistic nudity changes. Moving forward, depictions of real or fictional nudity won't be allowed on Twitch, regardless of the medium. This restriction does not apply to mature-rated games. You can find emote-specific standards for nudity and sexual content in the emote guidelines. We aren't making other changes to the updated sexual content policy. We are in the process of pushing out updates to our community guidelines that reflect this change. It will take a few days for both this blog and for the new community guidelines to be translated. While I wish we would have predicted this outcome, part of our job is to make adjustments that serve the community. I apologize for the confusion that this update has caused. Alright, so if they're actually going to make these changes and stand by them, it might actually be a step into making Twitch a gaming platform like it used to be a long time ago. Thing is, with Twitch's history of selective moderation and policy switching when it's convenient, many people are still very skeptical. I also saw some artists saying they felt specifically targeted by this policy, However, as we read, the policy does state that they will apply this to real nudity as well. Again, if they actually enforce this as they say, or approach it with the classic Twitch selective moderation that they've become so notorious for, well, that's a different story, and time will tell if that will be the case or not. That seems to be all of the main stuff on this one, at least as of recording this video. For all I know, after this uploads, Twitch ends up redacting that policy next. I mean, who even knows? Still, hope you enjoyed this coverage. If you did, consider liking and or subscribing to the channel, and consider checking out my VTuber account in the description to catch me live. I'll be increasing my streams soon, just been busy with the main channel and real life stuff. So thanks for tuning in once again, and thank you for understanding, and I'll catch you in the next one.